Hello, welcome to part 37. You have unopened mail. Interesting, we'll have to go check that out. So the plan is to, ride into town here and do some of these missions. Is this letter gonna be from Mary or someone else? Or I guess it could be a parcel.
Morning, fella.
Last time we talked to the Indian chief and his son. It looked like a chest for some reason. It's not a chest though, it's just a box. Then we met a guy who was like developing remote controlled something or other, a boat. And it sounds like he invited us to meet him again if we were ever out where he was. I forget where he said that was. And then, and the artist. We talked to the artist, who is quite the character. I don't know. I don't have any idea where that story's going, but. Definitely something. We should also, we need to read another paper at some point.
Out of the way! Watch yourself!
Sorry.
Howdy there.
Maybe we'll do that first. Receive mail. Ah, an invitation from the mayor. Well, that's interesting. Monsieur Kilgore, it was lovely to make your acquaintance at the residence the other night. You meet so many people at these kinds of functions, it's hard to keep track. I did notice, however, that you were near my study when poor Pierre had an accident and some documents simply disappeared.
Always folk coming and going.
Now, I have spent far too long in politics to make accusations wildly, but just long enough to know when I am owed a small favor. Perhaps your gung-ho frontier spirit and my cold old-world cynicism could work quite well together. Indulge me in a meeting at least. Come to the back of the mayoral residence any night you wish. Knock on the door, and my assistant, John Mark, will let you in. I hope to see you soon. Your newest friend, Henry Lameau. Huh, well that is... So, I wonder if we had, not taken that letter, would that have done the same thing?
Morning, Parker.
It's kind of loud here. Let's try to find somewhere a little quiet in there, and let's go ahead and read that paper. Seems like a nice spot. Number 47. Scores dead in blood feud, Braithwaites versus Grays. Braithwaite Manor burned to the ground, Sheriff Gray killed. Most of both families believe dead, roads in pieces. The feud between old plantation families, the Grays and the Braithwaites, began almost a century ago and has come to a head on the streets of Rhodes in a bloody shootout. Most of the Gray family, including Sheriff Lee Gray, perished in the ambush as the streets pooled with blood. Witnesses at the scene of the battle say bodies littered the streets. Soon after, apparently in bitter reprisal, several men stormed Braithwaite Manor, executing everyone inside. The historic plantation house was then burned to the ground. The fire could be seen for miles as locals rushed to the scene to find out what had happened. Officials do not know how many perished and will need to spend several days searching the ruins to determine the exact number. Almost all of the Braithwaite family are believed dead, although some family members remain unaccounted for, and some were believed out of town. Telegraphic and telephone communication erupted in the hours afterwards as friends and loved ones reached out to find what had transpired. Services for the dead will be held in the coming days. So yeah, that was us again. There were quite a few Braithwaites still there when we went back, though, so I don't know about that. A cautionary tale. Railroad path brings decline. Tumbleweed residents fret at future. The once bustling town of Tumbleweed in Gap-Tooth Ridge, New Austin, is growing quiet. The shops sit mostly empty. The blacksmith is idle. The population is dwindling as wagon after wagon of families leave. Since the railroad bypassed Tumbleweed in favor of Armadillo, trade and commerce has moved away. The last holdouts fear that there exists not much future for the dear town of Tumbleweed, and it will become another casualty of the technological advances that have blighted so much of our westward expansion. With controversial Sheriff Samuel Freeman presiding over a dusty, soon-to-be-forgotten relic in the desert. Huh, that's interesting. So again, mentioning New Austin. Riverboat Grand Corrigan announces high-stakes gambling nights. High rollers, debutantes, and card sharks will be welcomed on board the Grand Corrigan Riverboat in a series of high-stakes gambling nights arranged to simulate the tourist industry in town. Moored in Saint Denis, the Grand Corrigan is said to be the most opulent riverboat of its kind still in operation, and those who have spent days of travel aboard said they scarcely wanted to disembark once reaching their destination. The staff are famously attentive and impeccable. The cuisine is some of the finest ever experienced outside of France. The linens and millinery are all imported from Italy. The high-stakes gambling nights became something of a legend, with some of the biggest and richest men of industry meeting to raise, bluff, and bet incredible sums. Some said to exceed the cost of a team of horses, the stable they reside in, and the mansion next door. The Grand Corrigan has resumed the famed gambling evenings now that it is moored in the area for a few weeks in preparation of resuming luxury travel service. Well, that got our attention. Grand champagne reception to be held, Mayor Lameau's annual party, music, fireworks planned, high society on display. The elite and politicians of Saint Denis are waiting for their invitations to attend the annual champagne reception and gala held by Mayor Henry Lameau at his exquisite mansion on Flavian Street. Known as the richest and most extravagant party of the year, it is considered the highest honor to receive an invitation to attend. Invitations have been sent, ball gowns and fine suits are being made to order, champagne has arrived by boat just 2 days ago, enough to fill a swimming pool should Mayor Lameau choose to build one. The annual event is a highlight of the year, and many yearn to take part, as the women wear spectacular dresses, and the men carry pocket watches and other fine accoutrements worth a year's salary for most working folk. This year's affair promises to be the biggest celebration yet, with musicians playing, people dancing, and the evening culminating in a fireworks display that is sure to be the grandest spectacle of the year. Onlookers are expected to gather to catch a glimpse of the beautiful and splendid guests. So, obviously we were at that as well. Submarine in the works. Modern Marvel will be powered by steam similar to the 1860s Southern Navy model. Jack Yanner was only 10 when the war between the states ended, but he remembers the stories of how Southern ingenuity resulted in the invention of an underwater boat, or submarine, named the H.T. Abernathy, that played a part in the war. Under a contract with the U.S. Navy, Yanner is currently working on a submarine based off the original design, but rather than being human-powered, it moves via internal combustion engine. While on the surface of the water, and electrical power when submerged. He hopes when it is completed in 1900, it will be the first submarine commissioned by the Navy. While the Abernathy killed 2 crews during testing and ultimately sank during battle when it was too close to its own torpedo explosion, it did ultimately sink the Northerners' Navy ship. There are also plans to possibly power the new design with steam, similar to a competing submarine currently in development in France. Yeah, that's if you ever seen the plans for that, it's like this crazy thing where there's like 2 people sitting in this round bubble. Opera singer robbed. Stagecoach stopped in Scarlet Meadows. We did this with Hosea. Mrs. Chester Damson, a wealthy socialite and self-trained opera singer who most recently traveled to New York City to sing on Broadway, was robbed while traveling through Scarlet Meadows. The ruse began as a man purporting to be in the business of throwing musicals stopped the wagon. She was traveling in and asked... Actually, no, wait, it was Trelawney. It wasn't Hosea. Asked Mrs. Damson for an impromptu audition. Happy to oblige, she sang her heart out. Little did she know the man had an accomplice hiding in the thicket. While she was singing, he snuck into the back of the wagon and stole her prized possessions and a great deal of currency. Upon making her report to the local magistrate, she chastised him for not hunting down the nefarious elements in the region and allowing wanton robbery and thieving. Mrs. Damson had recently returned from her performances in New York, which received very mixed reviews, which she blamed on the orchestra wandering off key and on the viciousness of the New York press. What I don't know is how they knew that we snuck from a thicket to the back of the wagon, I guess. They were assuming that because nobody saw me. Motorized lawnmower patented. Invention powered by steam. Imagine never again having to swing a scythe to clear a field of grass. Charlie McKinroy has filed a patent for a motorized lawnmower that he says will make the chore a thing of ease. It is powered by petrol or paraffin, which heats up boiling water into steam that runs the contraption and allows the spinning blades to slice through the grass. McKinroy said his invention means that on a hot summer day, a man can clear his lot easily, pushing the machine around as it billows out steam and slices each blade of grass effortlessly. It's kind of funny. Didn't they have, like, weren't they powered by just being moved first, though? They had, like, the spinning blades, and it would, like, rolling it would make them spin. Banks worry of crash. J.D. McKnight warns investors. Could repeat panic of 1893. Prominent New York financier J.D. McKnight spoke to a group in New York Friday, saying that the economic politics of the United States could create another financial panic within the next 10 years. During the Panic of 1893, the U.S. Treasury nearly ran out of gold, prompting McKnight and others to sell the government 3.5 million ounces of gold. McKnight also helped to rebuild Saint Denis after the Civil War, an act that prompted the city to build a statue in his honor. Critics contended McKnight is an opportunist and a carpetbagger who has repeatedly benefited greatly from catastrophe and economic crisis. Yeah, well, wasn't it like the 1930s, right? It was when the Great Depression happened, so. Savages in the swamp, nightfolk terrorizing citizens. Residents in the bayou are on edge as reports circulate of murders and robberies committed by a stealthy group of swamp dwellers, commonly referred to as nightfolk. What? Believed to be responsible for the murder of Doris Whitcomb, attacks have escalated and citizens are warned to avoid the area. These elusive swamp dwellers are thought to be a feral outpost of illiterate, interbreeding people living in deplorable conditions, devoid of even intelligible speech. Violent, sneaky, and dangerous, they communicate with savage grunts and clicks, and according to one man who fought them off, they behave as savage beasts. Travel is discouraged. Where is this? Just in the bayou? That's kind of weird. Alright. Bank robbed, Valentine institution recovering, thieves cracked safes. Bank of Valentine has been robbed by an outlaw gang thought to be responsible for several recent holdups and a spate of violence. The bank's manager was distracted by a female accomplice of the gang, then forced to open the vault. The safes were cracked, and it is believed that several $1,000s in cash notes and commercial papers were taken or destroyed. The gang tried to sneak out of town, but was soon ensnared in a gun battle. The gang evaded capture, and soon it seemed as if the entire town were after them. They were chased by authorities, who were sadly unsuccessful in capturing the culprits. Yep. African lion killed, escaped from traveling show. Residents of the heartlands who experienced hysteria-laden sightings of an African lion breathed a sigh of relief as the beast was killed at Emerald Ranch. The lion was responsible for a spate of livestock killings and the death of a farmhand. It was thought to have escaped from a traveling show called Margaret, Mistress of Danger, the world's greatest female animal trainer. Margaret is in fact Haywood Margaret. Margaret is in fact Haywood Margaret, an Englishman and female stage impersonator. Upset by a dust devil outside Rose, the lion escaped. Distressed by the incident and death of his beloved lion, Margaret is believed to be on a packet steamer headed back to England. Oh no. So that's cool. It gives a little more closure to that story, I guess. So I wonder if his assistant's gonna take it over. What was her name? Sally or something? The Art of Angling by Jeremy Gill. Lake Sturgeon. Once at a dinner party held in my honor by a German ambassador, I witnessed a rotund woman inhaling plate after plate as if her life depended on it. I remarked that she possessed the culinary conducts of Accipenser Fulcivans, a joke sadly lost on most of the audience, and on me. Any half-educated man knows that the lake sturgeon is a bottom-dwelling fish with a sizable snout that disturbs sediment and vacuums up small creatures. I recommend you use a spinner or man-made lure during overcast weather. You'll land a fish far more delicious than this Germanic monstrosity could ever know. Once considered a nuisance fish, they are remarkably delicious. Try the Lanahatchee River Delta. I caught and cooked a sturgeon for the King of Prussia there. So my tales of Germans and sturgeon come full circle. Happy casting. Huh. And that is it. So, was there anything interesting here? We found out a ghost town. We found out what happened to Margaret. Oh, we read about the riverboat. Pick up fish. What the heck? Are they good? Huh? They're perfect. Did someone drop these? I mean, sure. Alright.
Howdy, partner.
Alright, let's go see Trelawney. Oh, I shouldn't. Should we do this?
If you so much as touch anyone after last time, you're out. Tell me what you want or get out.
Wait, can I not?
Hey, you shouldn't be there.
Man, can I not do it anymore?
Hey, that's not going to work here.
Aw, man. I don't think I can do it anymore. Well. Maybe if we,
Let's go, girl.
maybe later. That's what I was saying about sometimes you fail a mission or side activity and then it's like you can't try again. So then you don't really know what you should have done differently. You're like, you might have ideas, but you can't try them out to see.
You, stop! This is the law! Screw the out of you! No! You ain't gonna walk out of this town alive! Please! I didn't take much! No! No!
Jeez.
See what you get when you cross me?
What happened? Looks like he's worse for wear.
Okay, off you go then.
Well, none of my business, I suppose. Seems like he could have tried to,
Girl.
I don't know that he had to punch the guy, but whatever.
Bonjour.
What? I didn't know I had a gun out.
You killed him already? You're a dead man.
What did I do? I need a horse or something. How did I have a gun out? I'm sure I put it away after I Where are the horses? Any horses?
What the hell's gotten into you?
Let's get him.
I'll string you up for the whole town to see.
Okay.
Damn it.
I think we're maybe getting away. There's the horse.
Just gonna run while you fall.
Trying to get away. Come on.
What is this place? All right, can I eat something? That just comes up looking.
Damn it, I lost it.
I think I can just stay here. I think so.
We're wasting our time here. Let's head out.
Well, that was exciting. I still don't know how I had a gun out. All right, now I gotta go all the way back to Trelawney.
It's you.
Are you kidding me?
You now, you goddamn. You hold it there. Yeah.
At least we're on a horse this time.
Again, that's the last thing you ever do. Mother of God, please leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Go!
Folks,
Get it away from us.
we can finish it here, man.
Leave me alone. Give us the slip.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Shit. I ain't never thought about it.
I think we're gonna have to let it cool off in there for a bit. Yeah, I was like, why is the police officer mad at me? So I tried to look at him, but then of course that's HL. That aims the gun if you have the gun out, which I didn't realize I had the gun out. So
Look out.
oh, this is the guy who makes the corsets and stuff. Wasn't there a mission marker? Am I crazy?
Look, I'm not being unreasonable.
Come on.
Better than this.
We cannot replace perfectly good China set because of one chip.
Get back.
Je ne peux pas y croire. Arrêtez! Arrêtez! Get away from her! I will not
Dang it.
accept any more.
What? Why is he?
Mais c'est effroyable. Oh, Seigneur.
I thought wasn't he with the lady? Well, I'm getting out of here.
Okay, girl.
All right, let's look at the map. I don't know what's going on. This episode is crazy. Oh, it's all the way over here. Is that? No, that's not. But that's the with the mayor. All right, let's go see what this thing over here is. There's a police officer coming, and I don't want to be involved in that again.
Are you mad?
Am I mad? Not really. This guy?
Ah, excuse me, bud.
What?
Who are you?
Bit of a weird question, but do you know where I might find some moonshine?
What?
Moonshine. You know, strong liquor. Over strong.
Wow, you want to get over drunk?
No, it's not for drinking.
What is it for?
Oh, I just need some.
Well, as luck would have it, you are in the legal hooch capital of America. There's plenty of real booze here. But for shine, well, I'm guessing you'd need to go out into the woods. I mean, I know you'd have to go out into the woods.
Now listen, I don't need that much.
How much?
About 100 gallons.
Of shine?
Yes, thereabouts.
Not that much.
All right, I'm trying. I'm building a machine. A machine of love.
100 gallons of hooch and love's gonna come pretty cheap.
Please, friend. I'll pay. Just bring it here.
100
For good cause.
gallons.
Well, if anyone knows who's moving that kind of shine, it'll be that stagecoach guy in Rhodes.
Ah, okay. Now see, this is cool. Let's go to Rhodes, I guess. I mean, if we do this, we're probably not doing the Trelawney mission. I mean, that's a long way away. Actually, it's not that far away. Well, let's go do it. What's going on here?
Hey there.
Easy.
You got a moment?
Hey, we got a proposition for you.
You do? What
Here
kind
it
of...
is. Fork over what you got.
Really?
All right, hop on down, nice and slow.
Whatever this is, I don't think you got it in you, fellas.
Won't be anything left of you to bury.
Get out of the way. Wait, how'd they get over there?
This is the end for you.
Damn fool outfit.
Well, looks like I turned the tables. Why did they decide to rob me? Like, why would I have anything? Are they just holding everybody up? Alright. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
So sometimes the logic of how fights and stuff end up happening isn't very clear. Or I'm not exactly sure what the consequences of whatever I'm doing will be. Let's see. I think it's up this way. Which I don't actually mind that really, except that then sometimes it removes you from that situation entirely and you can't try to figure out a different way of dealing with it on the spot. We can pay off our bounty here as well, which will be nice. What was this guy's name? I forget. We'll do that, and then... Can you actually... Oh, you can actually... Hunter's Sod.
Fight out in the cornfield by Braithwaite Manor? Probably blame that on the Grays, too.
Yep, that's the word in town.
What did he say? The...
Well, there it is.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
How do you do, sir?
You sure run into some nice folks out this way.
Is that so?
All right, so we got this. This thing's for. You'll need to use a small game arrow or varmint rifle. Varmint rifle can be purchased at a gunsmith. These craft. We made some of those.
Glad you dropped in.
Hello.
I've got that information you asked for.
I haven't asked yet though.
I need something more specific this time. A wagon full of moonshine.
Well, you might just be in luck.
I knew I picked the right feller to speak to.
Nice.
Yep, that's the word in town.
Bridge in Bluewater Marsh, north of Saint Denis. Look for a wagon coming south. Should be carrying a load of moonshine bottles in the back. Bridge in Blue Water Marsh. So that's way up here. Well, I guess let's head that way. So can you pick up any? So we gotta check like bulletin boards and stuff too. Should we get a varmint rifle? Is the gun store is closed. All right, let's go out this way. We gotta follow the river around to the north. So this is, again, I know you can like hold stuff up without just killing everyone, but I don't exactly know what all you can and can't do, and when you know.
Slow up now.
Pleasance. So I had my it vibrated here for some reason. I don't know why. Have I explored this before? I know I've ridden through here. I've ridden through here before. The Stay out plague? See, stay out plague and immediately try to go inside. Makes sense, huh? Huh, well maybe that's why it's deserted. There's a plague here. I'm going here. Doesn't look like I can go in any of these, probably. Mass gravesite. Here's that empty town I found. Pleasance. Creepy, huh? It'd be cool if there was like some letters or something, you know? Don't suppose there's any way in any of this, huh? Okay, I didn't mean to do that.
Throw it up.
Now this one looks like you could go inside of it. Cigarette card. Inventors. Or inventions. Otis Miller. 5. And the Otis Miller and the Boy from New York. Number 69 in a series of original tales of Otis Miller's adventures. That when he had first arrived in New York City, his nose bristled at the foreign sights and smells, and he had a thirst a mile long. Otis sat on his horse. He looked on at the wagons and refuge and the cacophony of city noises and shoeless children running and workmen heading home and women carrying bags of groceries and shouts and sounds that drowned his ears. The red reflection of the sunlight cut between the buildings and seemed to sever them in two like a curtain of some boudoir. He got down from his horse and walked it to the outside of a bar and tied it up on the cobblestone street. When he walked inside, all eyes and ears turned as everyone took in his get-up. He had left his gang holed up outside of the city. None had been this far towards civilization, and he feared one of them would get drunk or into trouble and disclose the whereabouts of the rest of his gang, who currently sat on a considerable amount of money. Having perpetrated a bold holdup against that evil scoundrel on the Lenahatchee train, they had been overrun by detectives outside of Blackwater and had fled north and east as manhunters posed in various guises, scouring the countryside as everything from lightning rod salesmen to itinerant peddlers of farming implements in their desperate search for Otis and his gang of kindly outlaws, and the sizable bounty their heads were worth. Whiskey neat with water back, he said to the barkeep. The barkeep eyed him suspiciously. You wander in off some farm? I reckon maybe I did. He put $1 down on the bar and looked the barkeeper in the eye. A voice behind him hollered out, Don't get much of your lot here in New York City. No, I reckon maybe you don't, he said, turning his head to the side to see a Packenbush revolver pointed dead at his face. The patrons looked on with breathless interest and waited for the outcome. Otis sneered. He had not even taken the trouble to turn around. He looked at the bartender. Let me have another. Yes, sir. And one for my friend here. I ain't your friend. There ain't gonna be no shooting in this bar unless I do it, and presently you aren't worth the price of a bullet to kill you. Before the man could blink, Otis took a shot of whiskey and whipped around, grabbing the man's gun and pointing it in his face. You're gonna have to be quicker on the draw. A baby could get the drop on you. What you even plan on doing? You gonna shoot me, farm boy? Every detective from here to Chicago will be after you. They already are, Otis sneered and looked the city boy up and down. The bar patrons gazed at one another in silence. Then Otis noticed the man's other hand held a second revolver that had been tucked in the back of his breeches. I reckon you ain't the greenhorn I thought you to be. Never thought I'd meet up with the famous Otis Miller in New York City. Otis smiled and handed him his revolver. You city boys have a queer way of greeting strangers. I'm looking for a Tucker Van Pelt with the gas lamp gang. You found him. The kindly bandit pulled out a handsome gold watch, no doubt the memento of a daredevil raid. He studied the numbers. I reckon you're late. They walked outside and past a group of women painted and powdered who whispered and snickered as they went past. I hear you're interested in pulling a job at the Bank of New York. It's run by nasty folk who exploit the poor. You're gonna need a team of horses to get all that gold out of there. That's a good thing then. What's that? I know just the place to get me such a team. Ha! Well, that, Oh, that's the book. Oh! I thought I had to get this. I thought for some reason I had to go back to our camp near, Blackwater to get that. Anyway, that's obviously, has no parallels to our situation and the Vanderlyn gang. Well, that is cool. I'm glad I explored there now. I was starting to feel like I wasn't going to find anything at all because I couldn't go in any of the houses, and I almost just left without looking in that one. All right, I think we're almost there. We just go across this. This is where, what was that town called? LaGrow or something? LaGrasse. Yeah, it's just down the road here. They have all these signs. You can actually navigate just using the signs if you wanted. Well, once again, did not end up doing anything that I had planned on doing, but I'm kind of okay with that actually. I feel like we're going the wrong way. Oh, there it turns.
Okay there.
What the heck? Why is the horse? What the heck? Not the horse. Are there?
Want more?
Who are these guys? Are these those? Remember we were just reading in the paper about swamp men or something? I don't think they're gonna have much of anything. Can I not? Can I, like, cut that down?
Yep. Easy, easy.
Can I shoot it? Hang on.
Get up. Easy now.
I missed. Oh, nice. What happened to this guy? Night folk.
What the hell?
If you find this, I am dead. The night folk haunted my dreams, and now they haunt my waking hours too. I have tried to evade them, but it is only a matter of time, I feel, before I am bested. The silence is overwhelming. Pray for me? Huh. They just like came from out of nowhere here. I don't see any like tracks or anything that would lead me back to where they came from. Yeah, they said they were like primitive and communicated with like clicks and stuff, or isn't that what the paper said? Which is what they were doing. They were like hissing and stuff when they came out.
Hello.
Excuse me. All right, can we get to this bridge? Oh wait, this is where Black Bell was, isn't it? At that house. Can I go in this shack? I never tried when we were here before. Oh, you can. Look at this. Emmett Granger. Well, we know how he ended. Hey, we found some moonshine. Don't think it's as much as we need. She's just left her dynamite here. Oh, cool. I don't know why. I thought I gotta come back and check that out. Alright. Let's get to this bridge. So yeah, I was saying, I don't know if I finished because I got interrupted again, but you have an idea of what you think you'd like to try to do. And then, rarely goes according to plan.
Slow up now.
So we just have to wait
Where's this shine?
for the wagon, huh? Should I wait on the bridge, or... So I'd like to try to hold them up without killing them, I think. Anyway, it's really cool just how things happen and you end up doing something completely different. Or, you know, only the first part
What
of...
we got here?
Looks like they have a guard, so I may not be able to do this. Steal the wagon. Imagine without...
Oh, shit. You ain't moved nothing.
let's go. I missed that guy entirely. Did I just kill the driver?
I hope you're making your...
Nice.
Hey, you're okay, girl.
Guess I should have just shot him. Probably would have been easier. Well, live and learn, I guess. All right, let's go.
Let's get you home.
This 100 gallons, though?
Let's get...
Like 100 gallons, that's a lot of... Alligator snapping too? Use a varmint rifle for a clean kill. Sounds like we need to buy that varmint rifle. Alright, sorry about that. Let's get out of here.
You look really
Hey,
scary in that
friend.
mask. Good day.
Oh yeah, probably should get rid of that.
You know what? Forget about it.
If you say so.
Big old thunderstorm rolling in, it looks like. So remember that time when I was talking about how we were definitely gonna do story missions this episode? Because I don't remember that. I don't think that ever happened. So this guy's name is Professor.
Moonshine!
You're a wonderful man. Wonderful.
You got my money?
It's for a very good cause. My name is Professor Andrew Bell.
Hey, you didn't answer my question.
You've heard of me.
Can't say that I have.
Oh, I'm an inventor. Maybe you've read about me.
What do you invent?
I don't read much.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Whew, yes.
You got my money?
Oh, no, well, it is the most wonderful invention, friend. Oh,
Yeah, but the
you,
money,
sir,
though.
have done a great
All
deed.
I've done is get some creep a lot of drink.
Creepers. Excellent. No nonsense. Now, you've helped me develop the most humane machine imaginable. A way to induce calmness to our most troubled souls. A way to end the barbarity of a public hanging. Oh, so humane.
What are you talking about?
The electric chair.
What?
It's a chair full of electricity. Quite fascinating. It calmly and peacefully dispatches the sinners to face judgment. Yes, judgment.
Where is it?
Well, it's in my laboratory. The next thing I need is a demonstration. A public one. Huh. Do you know the police chief?
As well as anyone.
Oh, wonderful! Perhaps you can encourage him to let me demonstrate the chair. It will help bring this town into the next century.
This guy's
Yes,
crazy.
Could you do that?
Speak to the police chief. So, but what about my money, though? Am I just making you execution devices?
Excellent, excellent. Oh, this
Wonderful methanol. All right. So hopefully everyone's forgotten about our previous troubles here in the city. Next thing we know, this professor guy is going to be asking us to volunteer for the demonstration.
So welcome to our humble police house.
Hello.
Can I help you with something?
I don't know who it was, but they're as good as dead, I swear it.
I ain't out here looking to get friendly.
What can I do for you?
I have a question to ask.
I can't possibly help you if you don't
I'm
tell me what you
representing
need.
the inventor of a humane execution machine. An electric chair. And he wants to demonstrate his invention here.
Ah, I'm familiar with the man and his work. Tell you what, I'll give you a permit, but it's gonna cost you $100 in fees.
Hey, look, this will save you money in the long run. And, it'll save the condemned a whole lot of pain.
That remains to be seen. But I'll give you a permit for 50.
I mean, are we gonna get anything out of this? Whatever. I'm not sure why we're doing this, but
price is fair. Here you go.
I guess.
And here, sir, is your permit. Pending the usual formalities, of course, such as finding a suitable candidate for humane dispatchment.
I'll tell that to the professor.
Good luck.
I think we just got scanned for 50 bucks, but I'm curious, so we'll say it was worth it. Is there anything interesting here?
I said, au revoir.
Anything we can look at?
Gone. Show that permit to whoever's got a seat.
All right. I'm just looking.
Let's go, girl.
All right, now we gotta go all the way back.
Please, I need help here.
With what? Not rats again, is it?
Saloon is absolutely overrun with rats. Worse than last time. Much, much worse.
You gotta
Can't
be
get
kidding
near
me,
the damn
man.
Things scurrying around, but I need them gone. I'll pay double from the last time, huh?
It's gonna be like 24 bucks or
Yeah?
something.
Jesus, fella. Won't say no to the money, though.
Oh, thank God. Head in there, but please,
The knives worked pretty well, I think.
please, try not to destroy the place.
All right, we did it. What you got for us?
Well, shit. Thank you, mister. You earned this, that's for sure.
You got it.
Yeah, 27. All right. Isn't there a butcher like down by the?
Hey, move it! Whoa, what in the name of...
Oh, my friend, it is me, Charles Chatonnet, the painter.
Okay. What are you dressed up like that for?
Oh, I am a wanted man, persecuted for my art.
As bad as it is, I don't think that the art is the problem.
Yeah.
In Paris, they say leave, go far away. We will never understand you here. I say, I go to Saint-Denis. They say that is not far enough. It seems to me that they were right. But it doesn't matter. Now, I go to South Pacific. They always tell me the light there is perfect for my work.
Well, so long as they weren't telling you that just to get you on the other side of the world.
Perhaps. It doesn't matter. Help me get to the next ship. They are watching the port, and I need a chaperone.
Okay, come on.
Oh. I'll tell you what I want, miss. Civilization. So repressive, so stifling. I can hardly breathe in this city.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean.
Why I thought I would find my way in a country founded by Puritans, I'll never know. I know those men. I shot on a bar. Quick, behind here. Keep up, keep up.
No one's gonna. No one's after me. Right now. They were earlier, but.
We are away. Come now, follow me.
fellers, you shat on their bar?
But of course, I needed to shit. Hey, come on! My fresh excrement was better than any of the drinks they served in there.
Remind me to avoid that place.
Is that why there are all the rats there?
Back. The money lenders. We go another way.
A man owes us money. Hey!
We go through here. What's this? Quickly! Oh, it's nothing. I thought I knew him.
Please do not do that again. Okay, moving. Come on.
I think everybody in this town hates this guy.
So, wait. You ain't sold none of your work?
There is always a heavy demand for fresh mediocrity, but no kinds of brilliance. Not so much.
The new kinds?
The hole in the fence. We go through there.
How do you do?
Where you going, pretty lady?
Anywhere you want, mon ami.
Oh my goodness.
This way, to the end of the docks.
I was going to buy the red ones to bring out the colors in your cheeks, but then I thought the
Hush!
blue was
Hey,
also
I may know these people.
But maybe something gayer. A purple, perhaps? We are in Saint Denis, after all. What are you looking at?
Bar shitting, money borrowing, wife stealing. You sure got a way of ingratiating yourself with people.
If the purpose of life was to be liked, it would be very boring indeed.
I've developed a feeling the purpose ain't to be hated.
Hate, love, they are the same. I provoke, I challenge, I amuse, doing what? With my impropriety, a mediocre life is meaningless. A bold life, filled with art and truth, dirty truth, that...
Look at you, pretty little thing!
Hello, boys.
Come on.
Come on back now, baby!
Oh dear. I'm still not sure why we're here. Seems to be handling it fine himself.
I hope the sailors know who they're bunking with.
We have many weeks together. We will get to know each other well.
Well, good luck to all of you.
Relax. Hey, up here. She is my ship. We made it!
Let's go.
What? Why?
I got it.
What the heck?
He's out here. More for... I have enough friends around here.
Hey, it's not fair.
Charles, come on. You better hope this ship's leaving soon.
Merci, merci. All aboard for the South Pacific. Adieu. Merci, mon ami.
So long. If they don't like you in the islands, keep on going to the South Pole.
Ah, yes. I hear there the light is really fantastic. Au revoir.
What a character. Crime reported. Seems like they attacked me.
We know what they look like. Let's get it.
Keep an eye out. Gotta find something.
Oh yeah, you can't swim very long, can you? I made a terrible mistake.
Something over here.
This was a brilliant idea until it wasn't. Well, that's dumb.
How you doing, friend?
Well, we're gonna end this one here. Still want to try to do the story missions. Like I said, it's sometimes you make your plans and what you think you want to try to do, but then you get interrupted over and over again, which is I kind of like actually. Makes it interesting. You never know what's gonna happen. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. The mission with the professor was kind of cool. I liked that you had to go get the tip from the guy and then get the wagon, and we found some interesting things. We got the book for Jack. That was cool. We're back. We went full circle. We're back where we started, trying to get to Trelawney, so it's still the plan. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.